The atmosphere behind the scenes at Newcastle United is heating up, and it's not just because of the season's final stretch. A quiet yet decisive move is about to shape the club's future for the upcoming transfer windows. A deal, once surrounded by doubts and speculation, is now starting to take clear form. And even without an official announcement, this potential transfer is already stirring up fans, club officials, and, of course, watchful rivals. But here's the twist: the spark that set this whole story in motion didn't come from the pitch. It began with a bombshell behind the scenes at Uefa. Newcastle fans, listen closely. This move isn't just about any player. It's a strategic decision that blends financial management, on-pitch performance, and backstage politics. The saga centers around a defender who many believed was a key figure in the squad, and yet, surprisingly, he now seems to be on his way out of St. James Park. And here's the most intriguing part: his future might directly depend on another European club's performance in the final weeks of their season. Hard to believe. Hold on. The full reveal is still to come. As Newcastle chased yet another historic qualification for European competition, the club's board are making calm, calculated moves behind the scenes. And in moments like these, it's crucial that you, the loyal supporter, stay informed. So now's the perfect time to hit that subscribe button here on the channel. With your support, we're able to deliver exclusive, straight-to-the-point content backed by credible sources. And trust us, this story is going to spark plenty of conversation over the coming days. The information comes straight from the Italian press, specifically the website Mercato, which revealed key details about a clause in a transfer deal involving a Newcastle player heading to Juve. According to their report, Lloyd Kelly's permanent stay at the Italian club was dependent on Juve qualifying for any UEFA competition. In other words, Kelly's future and the £20 million deal tied to it was hanging on Juventus' form in the closing weeks of Serie A, but that scenario has changed, and for the better. Here's the big reveal. Sources close to Newcastle have confirmed that the performance clauses in the agreement with Juventus have already been met. This means Lloyd Kelly's transfer will be made permanent in the upcoming summer window. The deal is worth around £20 million. Kelly's brief spell at Newcastle, featuring just 14 appearances before going on loan, might seem low profile, but behind the scenes, the deal was carefully calculated, even if manager Eddie Howe was initially hesitant. And that's worth highlighting. This wasn't your standard exit. Eddie Howe, who had previously worked with Kelly at Bournemouth, was one of the strongest advocates for bringing him in last summer. In recent interviews, Howe admitted the decision to let him go wasn't taken lightly, but it was driven by strategic and financial considerations, all within the framework of English football's sustainability rules. In his words, "We were very reluctant. We believed in him, but we had to make difficult decisions to ensure the club's long-term balance." Even so, Kelly's quick departure can be seen as a calculated sacrifice. With high wages and limited game time, the defender became a viable asset to ease financial pressure and make room for more consistent reinforcements. And it's worth noting that the squad's performance hasn't dipped. Newcastle lifted the Carabao Cup and are fiercely fighting for third place in the Premier League. It's one of those moves that might seem odd at first, but makes complete sense when you look at the bigger picture. That's why it's so important to follow Newcastle's journey closely. Deals like this show just how vital behind-the-scenes decisions are, just as much as the ones made on the pitch. So, if you want to stay ahead of every twist and turn in the Magpies story, from transfer sagas to strategic planning, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. With your help, we grow stronger and ensure no key update slips past your feed. Back to Kelly's situation. Despite his recent thigh injury, Juventus are reportedly pleased with the 13 matches he's played so far. Though he missed the draw against Bologna, the centre-back is viewed as a promising addition to the Italian side. From Newcastle's side, the transfer, once seen as uncertain, now looks practically sealed. With performance conditions said to be fulfilled, the expectation is that an official announcement will come in the next few weeks. This means Newcastle are already laying out their next moves for the summer window. The incoming £20 million will be crucial to pushing forward with new signings and keeping the club's European ambitions alive. Kelly might not have left a huge mark on the pitch, but his departure will directly impact the next phase of Newcastle's planning. And for those following closely, it's clear that the board have a focused vision: competitiveness, financial responsibility, and long-term growth. So if you're into this kind of analysis, enjoy diving into the business side of football, and want deep coverage of Newcastle United's progress, don't forget, subscribe to the channel now. With news from reliable sources like Mercato and detailed breakdowns like this, you'll always be one step ahead of the rumors and fully clued in on what really matters. And get ready, this summer's going to be a big one for the Magpies. And we'll be right here for every moment of it.